everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amara. I'm the owner of Snugglyknitdesigns. If today is your first time watching any of my videos, thank you for stopping by. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much. I love you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified whenever I post a video. So in today's video, we are going to be making a chunky knit baby blanket in basket weave pattern. I was gifted the yarn that I'm going to be using, so I want to test out the yarn, feel the quality, how it is going to be in making a blanket. It is three skeins. The colors are burgundy red, mustard yellow, and olive green. No, not olive green, lemon green. Yes, it's lemon green. So those are the three colors that I'll be working with. And without further much yippee yappy, let's get into it, shall we? So these are the three colors that I'll be using for this blanket. This is burgundy red, this is yellow mustard, and this is lime green. So I'll be making this baby blanket in these three colors. It's not going to be big because it's a baby blanket. So I'm going to put these ones on the side. The yarn was gifted to me by Rhea Crafts. I'll be putting the link in the description box below with a discount code so you can get the yarn. Overall, right now, I really like the fluffiness of the yarn. It's really fluffy, like the same with other ones that I've been using. Then pulling the yarn, like I like how she or the company rolled it. You can just pull the yarn easily from the middle. You don't need to start looking for the tail. You're just pulling it easily from that. I really like that. So I really like the yarn. It's really soft. Still the same with the other ones from the other stores. Okay, so for this baby blanket that I'm making, it's going to be in blocks of 5. Like each block is going to be 5 stitches, 5, 5, 5, 5, which is 4 blocks of 5. Then I like my ends knit, which means I'll be having extra on the both sides, making that 22 chains. So I'll be casting on 22 chains for that. The basket pattern is just basic knit and pulling. Pulling is knitting from the back or knitting, yeah, knitting backwards. So I'm going to be having 22 chains for one, and two. Then this is going to be the first loop on the first row. But first, let's count and make sure we have the correct number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah. So I'll turn it over. Then my working yarn the other way. So this one is the number 1 on the first row. Going upwards. So as always, I like to pull from the middle bumps. That is my personal preference because I like how clean the edges look. You can pull from the top ones. It's just a matter of preference that you pull from the top and I pull from the middle doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just preference. I like how the edges look afterwards. So then to pull all of them, then count again to make sure we have the correct number of stitches. The basket weave pattern is easy. It's just knitting and pulling, knitting and pulling. So depending on how you want it, some do 3, 3, 3, 3, some 4, 4, 4, some 5, some 6. If it's a bigger blanket, you might want to increase the number on a bigger blanket. But this is going to be a baby blanket because it's just 3 skeins that I have. And this is the last one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yes, so we have 22 stitches. Let me grab my stitch marker real quick. Okay, so I have my stitch markers now. Like I said earlier, it's going to be in a block of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So the pattern now begins on the first row. So I'm going to be knitting on this one, pulling on this one, knitting on this one, and pulling the ends, which is why I had the extra 2 stitches, so the ends are knit. First, knit, knit 5, pull 5, knit 5, pull 5. That's 4. Then this is the 5th one. I'm going to replace it so I don't make a mistake when I'm coming back. Then the pull is knitting backwards. So you push it through each skein and it goes back. You're pushing through each one and pulling it up. You're pushing through and pull up. That is pulling. You're just knitting backwards. You grab the skein and push your yarn through, then pull it up. Make sure they're about the same size. That's pulling. I'm going to show you another way you can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's the 5th one. Pushing it backwards. I'm going to replace my stitch marker, then knit another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Replace the stitch marker. Okay, so we have 5, 5, 5. So this last 5 is going to be purl again. So if you don't want to be pushing through the back like this, you don't want to do that. Maybe if it's not a basket weave, like if you're just pulling the whole row, pushing it backwards can be a little bit tedious. Pushing it backwards, if you are not making maybe just like a few stitches, like you are pulling the whole row, like all the whole row, you want to pull it because it's a different pattern or gives the blanket a different look. I'm going to show you real quick how alternatively you can do that pulling. So instead of pushing it from the front, like from front, you're pushing it through each one of them. You can actually flip this blanket over. You flip it over and you knit those stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5. You knit them, you flip it over. See, it's now the purl stitches. You knit this one again. So you're just knitting, but you have to remember to flip it over, knit, flip it over, knit, instead of pushing from the front backwards. We'll place that. Okay, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now this is where we pulled earlier from the front. We're pushing through the front to the back. I'm going to flip this one over real quick. Then knit again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's 5. Now instead of continuing knitting, I'm going to flip it back again. Flip it back, knit another 5. 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 4, 5. Then I've gotten to the end. I'm going to knit my end because it's a matter of preference. I just prefer to have my ends knit. Now we're going back again. This should be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This should be the 4th row. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 4th row. So we're going to knit 3, 4, 5. Replace the stitch marker, flip it. I think the flipping is kind of faster, I don't know, than pushing it from the front backwards. You just have to remember to reflip and flip and reflip and flip, or keep flipping it over, and with the stitch markers you will know where to stop when you flip it. On it, then knit. So you're just knitting. I think this flipping over is kind of easier and faster, but those are the 2 ways to achieve a purl. Is P-U-R-L, right? Yeah, P-U-R-L, purl. It's knitting backwards. If you're knitting from the front, you're just pushing it through each one and pulling it out from the other end. Or you can just flip your project over and knit and then flip it again. Oh, no, we're going back this way. So, see, we're going back this way. So it is wise we continue knitting again. So this should be the fifth row. Yeah, yeah, this should be the fifth row. Okay, as you can see, you may not see this pattern really well on this really dark color. Maybe when I do the gold, you see the pattern. But you're just alternating knit, pull, knit, pull, knit, pull. Then depending on the number of blocks you wanted, so you can do 3, 3, 3, 3, or 4, 4, 4, or 5, 5, 5, or 6, 6, 6. Okay, we're flipping. Flip it. So I hope this kind of makes sense. I'm going to keep demonstrating it. So you just flip it and knit, flip and knit, flip and knit. I'm going to replace my stitch marker because without the stitch marker, I'll probably just like muscle memory and continue knitting all through. But with the stitch markers, I know where to stop. I know where to change the knitting to pull. Okay, so I have 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 rows because it's 5. I like to keep it equal, or maybe we can add one more row and then alternate. So now we are going to be alternating. I'm going to alternate on this 5th row. We're going to change it to pull, knit, pull, knit. Right now we have knit, pull, knit, pull. So I'm going to alternate it. So it's going to be pull, knit, pull, knit. And for pulling, this is the way. You can either push from the front to the back, push from the front to the back, push from the front to the back, from the front to the back, then front to the back. Those are pull stitches, front to back. And then I'm going to be knitting this part. 3, 4, 5. This is the 5th one. Replace my stitch marker. Or you can flip this blanket over and knit like your regular knitting. Knit regularly. Instead of pushing from the front to the back, you can just flip the entire project over and knit regularly. When you're done, you turn it back and then continue your project on the knitting part. 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to knit my end because this is a personal preference. I just like how the border is like continued straight. It's going to continue like that up to the top and on this side. That's why I kind of drop my stitches. Like I don't knit the end stitches twice. Like now that I knitted this, I'm just going to jump and continue on this one. I'm not going to knit this one a second time. It's a matter of preference also. Doesn't mean that people that double knit the ends doesn't know what they're doing. It's just a matter of preference. I prefer how it looks on the blanket. So then now we're still knitting again. I think I can get rid of the stitch markers now that I've gotten a hang of it. But if you haven't, you can still keep the stitch markers. Now we're going to flip. I think the flipping is easier. Yeah, I have come to that conclusion. Flipping it over is easier, except if you're just pulling 2 stitches and the blanket is really heavy to keep flipping over. So, well, that's my conclusion right now. I've come to that conclusion. Flipping the blanket over is easier to get pull stitches than pushing from the front backwards like we did here. It might even look more beautiful. I don't know, but it's going definitely easier. You just have to keep reminding yourself to flip it back to where how it's supposed to be. Especially when you get to the end, you are going to like, oh, flip it. No, you have to like knit a second row before flipping. So I did that earlier. I tried to like now that I got to the end, my brain automatically like, oh, flip it. No, I have to knit another row before flipping. So if it's regular stitches, when you look at the back of the blanket, that's the purl stitches. Because this is purl here and this is knit. But when I turn this blanket, you see this is knit and this is purl. So that's how you achieve a what is it called? Basket weave pattern. Yeah, that's how you achieve a basket weave pattern. So I'm just going to continue making this in the background, and I'll come back to show yeah how to change colors. Still the same way to change colors, but you need to make sure you have enough yarn to achieve the number of blocks. But currently I'm just going to keep knitting the skein until I'm done before changing the colors. So currently this is what we have. So 5 5 5 5 with two end knit stitches. So going up, I did 5 rows, then alternated and changed the knit purl thing. So I'll keep working and I'll be back to show you how far we are going. Okay. Okay, everyone, welcome back. So this is what the blanket is looking like. Let me turn that around. This is what the blanket is looking like. I don't have much yarn left, so I'm going to be finishing it off here. Hopefully what I have left will be enough to finish it off, otherwise I'm going to have to improvise. But overall, I really like this yarn, the quality of the yarn, I really like it. And the blanket doesn't look too bad. I like how I was able to play around with the colors. I wasn't sure what it was going to be like, but this is what we have. So I used one skein on each one. So now I just have something left. Let's hope it's going to be enough to finish the blanket. Like I said, if it's not enough, I'm just going to have to wing it, if that makes sense. So to finish off the blanket, so now that I'm at the end, hopefully I'm centered properly. Usually what I would do is knit the whole end before I cast off, but because I don't have a lot of yarn left, I'm just going to just wing this, literally. Um, oh, no, sorry. So to finish off the blanket, this is the only time I double knit the end. So I have the curve angle here. And honestly, I don't think what I have left will like cast off the entire blanket, but this is how I cast off. I knit and pull over. I knit, then pull over. I knit and pull over. That way the border or the edge looks the same. See how the border is looking here, the same way here and same at the bottom. Okay. I have a little bit of the gold mustard left. If the lemon green or the lime green doesn't get to the end, I'm going to be using that to finish it off. Uh-uh. I know it. Not going to be enough. So I am going to be adding the yellow. Just going to mix this one, then add the yellow here. I just have 3 more to finish. I'm going to add the yellow one here. So I would say 3 skeins is going to be enough for a baby blanket because this yellow that I have here is still from this blanket or from the same yarn company. So if you want to make a baby blanket, like a small, I haven't measured it yet, but I'm hoping it should be at least 25 by 25. It's a small baby blanket. So 3 skeins should be okay. But if you want it bigger than maybe like 30 by 30, you might want to go for like maybe 4. You still have some left with 4. That looks funny. Honestly, that looks funny. But what can we do? We have to finish it. So I still have this much left from the three skeins. Okay, and the blanket is finished, so I just added just two to be able to finish the blanket. Well, this is a tutorial. I just made this blanket for myself, maybe. But this is what the finished blanket is looking like. Yeah, I'm going to tidy up the bottom part, but this is what it's looking like. Pretty pretty. I really like the color. The color combination is really good. Okay, that's about 28. Let's see. Yeah, that's about 28 by 28. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you'll be notified anytime I post a video. This is what the other side is looking like. It's the same thing on the other side. So we have knit, pole, knit, pole, knit kind of thing. So if you flip it over, it's the opposite. Let me know what you think about those blankets in the comment section. Will you be trying this blanket pattern out? Bye.